Welcome to Not the Code, where we explore the human side of software development. Today, we're talking about something that might make you squirm a little in your chair: micromanagement. And before you think, that's not me, stick around. You might be surprised. It's a Tuesday morning. Anna, a talented UX designer, submits her wireframes for a new checkout flow. Clean work, thoughtful user journey, ready for the next phase. By noon, her phone has lit up 8 times. 8 times. First message: can you adjust the button color on this low-fidelity mock-up? Second and third: what about the spacing between these elements that aren't even final? Fourth and fifth: I need screenshots of every minor change you made. Sixth message: let's schedule an urgent walkthrough to discuss every design decision. When Anna told me this story over lunch, she looked genuinely deflated. She said, "I felt like maybe I'm not trusted to understand our users." Sure, she was frustrated about the wireframes and button placement, but what was really eating at her was the feeling that her expertise didn't matter. I have to confess something. Last month, I caught myself doing exactly this. 3 follow-up messages about a planning meeting that wasn't even happening for another week. 3 messages, 1 week away. My colleague responded politely, but I could sense the frustration between the lines. That professional politeness that says, "I got your message the first time." That's when I realized I was doing exactly what I'd always criticized in others. Here's the thing about micromanagement. Nobody sets out to do it. We start with the best intentions. We care about our teams. We want projects to succeed. We feel responsible for outcomes. But somewhere along the way, staying informed becomes controlling every detail. Let me tell you why this happens, because understanding the why is crucial to fixing it. First, there's organizational pressure. Your boss wants updates. Stakeholders ask questions. You feel caught between needing to know everything and trusting your team to handle it. Second, there's the anxiety of letting go. What if something goes wrong? What if they miss something important? What if the client isn't happy? And third, there's the control paradox. The more responsibility you feel, the tighter you grip. The tighter you grip, the less your team takes ownership. The less ownership they take, the more you feel like you need to control things. It's a vicious cycle, and it's exhausting for everyone involved. Now, let's talk about what this actually costs your team and your organization, because the price is higher than most managers realize. When people are constantly second-guessed, something shifts in their brain. They stop thinking like owners and start thinking like order takers. This has devastating impacts on the organization. People stop suggesting innovative solutions. They start playing it safe, choosing the path of least resistance. And eventually, they leave for somewhere that values their thinking. I've watched creative designers start optimizing for approval rather than user needs. Instead of asking, what would delight our users, they start asking, what will my manager approve quickly? That's not just sad, it's strategically dangerous. You're accidentally training your team to be less creative, less innovative, less engaged. But here's what most managers don't realize. Micromanagement is exhausting for you too. You become the bottleneck you never intended to be. Every decision waits in your inbox. Every creative choice needs your blessing. You're working longer hours just to keep up with the queue of approvals. Meanwhile, you're spending time on details that your team could handle, instead of focusing on strategy, removing roadblocks, and developing your people. You hired smart people. Let them be smart. All right, let's get specific. Here are 3 warning signs that you might be micromanaging, even with the best intentions. You're asking for updates on things that are already visible in your project management tools. Think about yesterday. How many times did you ask, What's the status on X when you could have checked the tracker yourself? This sends a subtle but powerful message. I trust the tools, but I don't trust you to update them properly. Over time, your team starts optimizing their work for optics rather than outcomes. They spend time crafting status updates instead of solving problems. You hand over a task or decision, but then you revise every choice during review. A designer presents user research findings, but you second-guess their interpretation. An engineer suggests a technical approach, but you redirect them mid-implementation. A product manager proposes a feature prioritization, but you rearrange everything. Here's what happens. Your team learns that their judgment doesn't matter, so they stop exercising it. They wait for you to tell them what to think. And suddenly, you've created exactly the situation you were trying to avoid, a team that can't make decisions without you. Every decision, no matter how small, has to go through you. Can we change this copy? Needs approval. Should we move this meeting? Needs approval. What color should this button be? Needs approval. Your team's momentum dies while they wait for your green light. Projects slow down. Talented people start questioning their own judgment. And you're drowning in a queue of decisions that honestly, your team probably knows better than you do. Okay, enough about the problems. Let's talk solutions. Here are 2 practical strategies you can implement starting tomorrow. First strategy, set clear outcomes, not detailed tasks. This is about shifting from how to what. Instead of saying, create 3 wireframe variations with the button in the top right, use blue for the primary action, and make sure the form fields are exactly 40 pixels apart. Try this. Design a checkout flow that reduces cart abandonment and makes users feel confident about completing their purchase. See the difference? One tells them what to build. The other tells them what problem to solve. When your team truly owns the goal, they'll navigate the details more confidently. They'll make better decisions because they understand the real objective. And here's the key. Check progress at regular planned demos, not through constant drip feed messages. Now, here's my favorite technique. Every other week, hold a short one-on-one focused solely on removing roadblocks. Ask exactly 2 questions. What's one thing currently blocking your progress that I can help clear? And is there any feedback that would make your next week smoother? That's it. 2 questions. Then you step back. This builds genuine trust because you're demonstrating your belief in their capabilities. You're positioning yourself as a resource, not a gatekeeper. You're showing that you're there to clear the path, not to walk it for them. Here's what I want you to do today. It'll take 5 minutes and it might change everything. Open your email or Slack from yesterday. Count how many times you asked for detailed updates rather than clarifying big picture goals. Count how many decisions you made that your team probably could have handled. Count how many times you checked on progress instead of asking how you could help. The numbers might surprise you. Now here's the commitment part. Pick one question you'll consciously stop asking this week. Pick one decision you'll trust your team to make without your input. Just one. Then watch what happens in your next team meeting. Watch how the energy shifts when people feel trusted. Here's the deeper truth about micromanagement. It's not really about the work. It's about fear. Fear that things will go wrong. Fear that we're not adding value. Fear that if we're not controlling everything, maybe we're not needed. But here's what I've learned. The best managers are the ones their teams barely notice day to day, but whose absence would be immediately felt. They're the ones clearing obstacles, setting direction, providing context, making connections, advocating for their team. They're the ones building trust instead of undermining it. And trust isn't just nice to have, it's a competitive advantage. Teams that trust each other move faster. They take creative risks. They solve problems you didn't even know existed. They stay longer and recommend their friends. They do better work. The anxiety that drives us to check and double-check everything is real. Organizational pressure, past project failures, the weight of responsibility, it all contributes. But recognizing that anxiety is the first step towards building the trust your team needs to do their best work. Remember Anna's story? Her manager meant well. Most micromanagers do. But that's what leading with purpose looks like. Set your fears aside, trust your team, and be there for them. The shift from controlling to coaching isn't just better for your team, it's better for you. You'll sleep better knowing your team can handle things. You'll have more time for strategy. You'll see your people grow and take ownership in ways that will genuinely surprise you. Start small. Trust one thing. Ask one fewer question. Step back one step. Your team is waiting for you to believe in them. Thanks for listening to Not the Code. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with another manager who might benefit. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and to the blog for more insights on the human side of software development. Until next time, keep building trust.